So Nanoweek's really about trying to communicate two things. The first is that nanotechnology is really quite everywhere in everyday life. But also we feel it's quite important to highlight the role nanotechnology is playing in the economic success of Ireland.
I think it was important to be here for one or two reasons. One, because I believe that nanotechnology and support for nanotechnology is hugely important. So I really hope that the week here will augment the work that we're all trying to do in encouraging people into the context of what nanotechnology is all about, how we will give it a little bit more of a public image outside of perhaps the academic and the industry. And I must say that in the context of what we've seen, it's been absolutely huge, and will continue to be very much a focus in our investment in science and technology. And it is real innovation, without a shadow of a doubt.
It's going to be the building block of pretty much everything to do with our lives in the future.
The idea behind Nanoweek is that, in fact, there's actually a lot of nanoscience expertise in Ireland. In fact, Ireland is now currently ranked 6th in the world in terms of impact in nanoscience. And so nanoscience is really important for the Irish economy. And in fact, about 10% of our exports are in fact nano-enabled. What we want to do is we want to grow that activity. At the moment now, current Irish exports are about 150 billion a year. And of that, maybe 15 or 20 billion are nanoscience related. But we know that the world market nanoscience in about 5 or so years will be about $3 trillion. And so we need to take a slice of that pie. And so we have the expertise now. What we want to make sure is that we identify nanoscience as a strength for Ireland and we begin to invest. And as I said, we're going to have to make strategic choices, and we think you make those choices based on the skills you have. Nanoscience is one of those areas, and we think it needs to be funded, and we believe it can deliver real value for Ireland.
We're starting to rely on nanotechnology to try to solve some of the problems we're starting to see with scaling. And for us, scaling means making things smaller, because every 2 years we make the microprocessor half the size it was the previous 2 years. So we'll be very engaged in nanoscience. Other industries, I think, are really only starting to get into it. And that's why it's sort of exciting, because there's great potential for them to take advantage now of the great capability that Ireland has, and we've been dipping into to try and start solving some of their problems. But really, I think it's just beginning, and programs like the Competence Centre are introducing companies, both big and small, to the potential for nanotechnology.
We need to talk with as much passion about the future as we do about the present and the past. And for me, that moment is now. And that's why it's a pleasure to be here. It's an honor to be here tonight. I hope we're going to get some discussion that will give you not just cliches, but something real and tangible. Because I think we actually have a moment right now where we can start making choices. Even while we're sorting out the banks and we're sorting out the budget, we can start to talk about decisions we need to make to get that opportunity.
So let's go through the things. So it's aspirational, it's good, and inspirational, that's great. You need to set lofty targets, because a nation does deserve always a lofty target. We need to go towards something good. There's another good aspect of it. We're investing heavily in education and basic research. That's good for Ireland as well, because there's always a longer-term return from those investments. And these returns are positive.
First Tuesday was set up some years ago, the object of it being to try and help and promote a contact between people who have good ideas that could potentially go out to the market with those ideas, products and services, and to perhaps match them with people who can guide them through the process in terms of helping them run their business and helping them get funding for their business ideas and help them to develop market space for their ideas and services.
And we use Petri dishes like this now. I don't know if you can see this. This is a 96 well plate, and we have a 384 well plate here. These are commonly used plasticwares. Millions of these are used every year, and hundreds of millions of these are used every year. And what we've managed to do is bring this to the size of this. It's a microscope slide. I don't know if you can see this. I brought another one here. A small microscope slide. And what we're doing, we're bringing down the assay volume now down to, rather than microliters, which is the usual assay volume, to nanoliters. We can perform cell-based assays in tens of nanoliters, or 10 nanoliters as a minimum.
If what you have is really, really true, really, really true, and we all believed it was true, and we were really brave with it, we would say you're at a point that you can turn that market on its head. What you're talking about is the potential to build, and let's just go with the numbers, a $250 million company. How much money would you need to raise to build the company that could launch a product to take the $250 million.